Hello everybody, welcome back to Bloodborne TV. It's been quite a while since we've uploaded videos on this channel. I think it's been about 2 or 3 years. This channel kind of went dead after the first couple of episodes that we made on this channel, but we've decided to revamp it. We've got a little bit of a different people running the channel now, but we're still going to be trying to do as consistent updates as we can possible. Of course, everything that's going on in the world right now, it is a little bit hard to stay completely consistent, doing daily or weekly videos, but we'll try whenever we have free time, of course, to make videos for you guys, and I really appreciate you guys waiting this long. If you are a returning visitor to the channel, if you're not, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the channel. But anyways, we're gonna get straight into our third video now of the top 5 weapons of Bloodborne. These are my personal opinions on what they are. Of course, you are all entitled to your own opinions on what weapons are good, and there might be some weapons that are way better than the ones that I'm putting on this list, but these are the ones that I personally have gone through the game with multiple times and very much enjoy. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Number 5 on this list is the Beast Claw. This weapon can be obtained after killing Amygdala. She will drop the Ailing Loran Chalice. Once you get to the second layer, you will be able to obtain this weapon in a chest in there. It's a very good weapon. It's a very agile weapon. Doesn't do terrible amounts of damage unless you have it upgraded to the max, and then you have your levels upgraded to the max, as in strength and skill, I believe, are what it phases with. It's a very good weapon. It's got 2 phases. One where it's just kind of a normal claw, not a natural one, but once you split it apart, you have basically 2 hands, which the other one actually looks like a real beast weapon. It's a very good weapon. It's very agile, and it doesn't take up a lot of stamina when you use it, so you can spam it very much on a stunned enemy, or if you're behind them, or whatever you need if you can't do a visceral attack. If you pair this weapon with the Beast Embrace rune, which can be acquired in the Old Hunters DLC after killing Lawrence, the first Vicar, you will turn into a beast if you equip it, but it gives you an entirely new moveset with the weapon. As in, you can scream. I believe that's already a tool that you can get, so having this for free without having to use any Quicksilver bullets is very good. You get way faster. You can do many jump attacks with it. The attacks get faster. They use less stamina. It's just a very good weapon in my opinion. If you have both of these things equipped at the same time, it also applies Beasthood without using a Beast Blood pellet at all times, which is also a very useful skill to have when you're fighting a boss, specifically because they have a very large health pool, and it's very good to deplete it very fast if you can. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Next on this list, we have the Burial Blade. You can obtain the Burial Blade after killing Gearman, which is technically the final boss in the game. Once you kill him on your first playthrough, you will obtain the Old Hunter's Badge, I believe, and once you enter New Game Plus, you can use this weapon, or you can purchase it from the Bath Messengers in the Hunter's Dream for, I believe, 40,000 blood echoes or something like that. It's a very good weapon. If you have it upgraded to the max, it can do very high amounts of damage. One of the reasons that I love this weapon the most, and especially a lot of PvP players and a lot of PvE players alike love this weapon a lot, is because of its insane reach with its charge attacks and normal attacks as well. You can hit somebody from insane ranges, even if it looks like you didn't really hit them. It's you still can, which is a really good tool to have when fighting certain bosses. Yeah, it's a very good weapon. It's very agile, just like the Beast Claw as well. It doesn't take up an insane amount of stamina, and it's actually quite fast weapon that can be spammed very well. It doesn't miss normally as long as you're locked onto your target because of the reach, of course, and it can hit quite a couple targets at the same time as well if you have the charge attack. Yeah, it's just a very good weapon, so if you do have the Blood Echoes, which I hope once you're in New Game Plus you can get 40,000 Blood Echoes pretty easily, I really do suggest this weapon, especially for PvP. It is a very good weapon. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Number 3 on this list is the Hunter's Axe. The Hunter's Axe is actually one of the first weapons that you can get very early in the game, because you get to choose, when you first start the game, you get to choose from the Hunter's Axe, the saw spear, or the something saw. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't used the weapon at all, or the threaded cane. So you can get this weapon basically in your first 2 minutes of playing the game. Actually, if you die. It's a very good weapon, especially for being the first weapon that you get in the game. I actually stuck through it with my entire first playthrough. I leveled up to the max. It's a very good weapon. It's never disappointed me. Its charge attack is very good. It can hit from long distances. It can hit many enemies at the same time as well. So if you're getting a group of enemies that are bunched up and they've just attacked at the same time, it's a very good weapon. Or if you can hit them before they attack, it's very good as well. It's the only problem I have with this weapon is I tend to see a lot of people use this weapon and they miss their hits a lot, just because it's a very direct weapon. Certainly when you're doing just R1 attacks, more when you're doing a charge R2 attacks, it's easier to hit large groups of enemies. But if you're kind of just tapping R2 and spamming it, you can miss it a lot, especially in a boss fight. It's a very aggressive weapon. Because you know it's still very good though. I like it very much, especially since I stuck through with my entire playthrough. I could have switched many weapons, going back and forth, but I decided to stick with this one because of its insane damage, its reach across multiple enemies, and its lower attack. I tend to use it in its longer form most of the time, just because it's just better in my opinion. Unless of course I need to parry it in a boss fight or something like that. But I still like this weapon very much. I highly suggest it if you're starting out the game. But anyways, let's move on to our second weapon. My second weapon on this list is Ludwig's Holy Blade. You can obtain Ludwig's Holy Blade after fighting the blood-starved beast in Old Yarnum. After you kill him, a door will unlock in the Cathedral Ward on the right side of the lantern if you walk down the little stairs there. You can go up the elevator that's there. Once you get there, I believe you get to the Healing Church Workshop. You want to go up that giant spiral building. Once you get there, you will find a chest somewhere at the top that will give you the Radiant Sword Hunter badge. From there, you can go back to the Bath Messengers at Hunter's Dream, and they will give you the option to buy the weapon. This weapon is very good. I believe that kind of whatever the Hunter's Axe can do, this weapon can also do it, except for its limited cover from a lot of enemies. So if you're getting charged by a lot of enemies, it's hard to hit all of them at the same time. I found personally some people could have had a different playstyle than I did, but for me, this weapon is very good. It's sometimes slow, especially when fighting bosses. It's a little hard to get up in their faces before they leave, so it's hard to charge them unless they're stunned. Of course, then it's a very good weapon. It does a lot of damage though. It's very good. It's very powerful. It can turn into a small, just kind of like a normal sword, not a giant sword. Like it's like into its transformed or its smaller form. I don't see a lot of people using that smaller form, but it is typically quite good for faster enemies, just because you can spam them very much and then kind of back up. I found it quite useful. Even if it doesn't do an insane amount of damage, it doesn't take insane amount of energy, so it's good to spam and then back off. But yeah, this weapon is very good. It's a very good weapon, especially since you can get it quite early in the game if you can upgrade it to its max. I believe it pairs with strength and skill, so try to upgrade those as much as you can if you want this weapon to do the max amount of damage that it can. Anyways, let's move on to my final weapon. My all-time favorite weapon in Bloodborne is the Holy Moonlight Sword. You can obtain this weapon in the Old Hunter DLC after killing the first boss, Ludwig the Accursed, or Ludwig the Holy Blade. I don't know, he has two names. But once you kill him, go over to his head. You can talk to his head after you kill him, which is pretty weird. But just kill him, and you will receive the Holy Moonlight Sword. This weapon is very good if you pair it with Arcane Skill and Strength. It can do insane amounts of damage. One of the reasons that I love this weapon so much is because of the charged R2 attack that you can do. So if you charge R2, hit it, and then counter it with another R2, it can do, I believe, almost triple damage than your charged R2. So it'll be like doing 3 charge attacks in one, which is extremely useful for stunned bosses, or if you're getting a boss from behind, stunned enemies. If you're sneaking up on an enemy and you want to take him out quickly before he counters you, it's very good. It's extremely good. It's good for PvP. It doesn't take up a lot of energy in its first form. Its second form, on the other hand, is quite well. I don't have high arcane, so it's not insanely well for me because I don't have a very good arcane build. I only have like 50 arcane or 60 arcane, which is actually pretty good. But for late game for me, it's not insanely well. But it basically charges into a glowing green sword, hence the Holy Moonlight Sword. I think it harnesses the power from the moon. I'm not entirely sure of the lore behind the weapon, but after that, it will do more damage if you have an arcane based build. It also does like it shoots out. I'm not entirely sure what to call them, like discs of like green Tron discs from it. The boss does it in the Ludwig does it in the boss fight. It does extreme amounts of damage to you, but of course it doesn't do insane amount of damage to other people unless you of course have a high arcane. It does take up Quicksilver bullets when you use it though, so I will advise you, if you have low Quicksilver bullets, I don't suggest spamming with this unless you of course have no other option, or you have max arcane, so it does a bunch of damage. But anyways, that's my favorite weapon in Bloodborne, and this wraps up our list for the top 5 weapons in Bloodborne. I hope if you are a new player, you will consider getting one of these weapons at least. If you can, I would really suggest the Hunter's Axe, and then after you complete the game, of course, get the Blade of Mercy or the Ludwig's Blade if you can. But anyways, thank you all for sticking by this video once again. Thank you for waiting 2 years for us to make another video. We will be trying to upload as consistent as we can. It might be 2 or 3 videos a week. We don't have a crazy schedule right now. We don't have a lot of resources, especially since everybody that runs this channel is quite busy at the moment. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.